Hey guys, this is Ike's with the Rollout Reviews, bringing you another LBX review. This time it is SpruKits Level 1 Hunter. This is the smaller, cheaper alternative of this character in Bandai's new model kit line. It is super simple, only having a couple of sprues and a couple of colors. It's so simple, in fact, that the instructions are printed on the inside of the box. You do have a sticker sheet here. Unfortunately, I think this is the worst sticker sheet out of the entire wave, just because this whole sticker here is his entire face, and it just looks awful when it's applied. You also get this worthless slip of paper. Now, personally, I think Hunter is by far the best of the three level 1 figures. It looks the part. Once again, the color scheme is pretty good, seeing as Hunter has a pretty simple color scheme to begin with, just like the Deku. But he basically does everything you want him to, which is this pose, and that is good enough for me. Comes with the big sniper rifle here, and his wrists are actually tilted so he can hold it properly, which is super, super nice to see. Quickly, let's pull this out of his hand and take a look at that alone. Once again, the detail is pretty adequate, and the detail is similarly adequate on the figure itself. A lot of nice panel lines, a lot of nice details. It definitely looks like Hunter to an alright degree. Really like the way it looks. A little bit of yellow on the shoulders there, which is nice. Not a whole lot going on with his face without any color there, but that's what the sticker's for. His tail back here, which is completely hollow. He does have some hollow bits in the back, but nothing too bad. One of my favorite parts about this guy is that his little missiles here on his back are all on the little ball joints here. And you can actually remove them and do his attack function. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, all these fly off and hit the enemy, and it's super cool, and you can actually pull that off with this guy, which I think is amazing, and that easily makes him have more playability than any of the other level 1s. As for articulation, his head is a little bit limited just because he's kind of in this hunched over position, but it's got some pretty decent range, all things considered. Little ball joint there. Ball joint in his shoulders here, which also has the most range out of any of them, just because, well, the shape of it. His elbow bends, it's on a ball joint, so it also rotates. His torso rotates as well. He's got, once again, more articulation out of his legs than either Achilles or the Deku. However, his knees are a little bit strange, so you only get about that much movement out of them. His tail here is also on a ball joint. Comes out often, but you can get that going around. And he also has ball joints in his ankles. This guy's a little bit more flimsy than the other two, I find, but the ball joints snap together pretty well. I don't really see them getting loose over time, but yeah, it's worth mentioning that they are kind of loose to begin with. So, who knows? Hunter is super cool. Like I said, easily the best out of the bunch. I like Hunter's design, and I might be a little bit biased because of that, but yeah, this one might actually be worth getting. He can, you know, perch on the end of your desk or on the edge of a shelf and snipe away. So here he is next to the other two. There you go. I don't have the level 2 Hunter, but I can only assume it is much better than this in the end. Once again, the price point of these things really make them hard to recommend, especially because of the level of detail and playability that you are lacking from them. However, I mentioned in my Achilles review that all the ball joints on these guys are exactly the same size, and you can actually mix and match parts from them, something they do not advertise on the box, and I really think they should. So let's see that in action. Now, using all three kits, I was able to throw this together. And I think just via the fact that it has more color variation, it's a lot more interesting to look at than the individual kits. I used the tail of Hunter along with the torso of Achilles to sort of give him a scarf. And then I have the tilted wrists of Hunter here so that he can hold the Achilles lance properly. It's definitely kind of strange, but I think it looks cool nonetheless. This is something, once again, I think they should have advertised, because this is an entire play feature that you can accomplish here that is just completely ignored. I think it would have done a lot better, and it would have given the line a little bit more play value as far as advertising goes if they would have exploited this. So I think Hunter is easily the best out of the three, as I said. If you're going to get multiples, however, I'd still probably get multiples of Deku, just because I think army building can be pretty impressive. Achilles, I wouldn't bother with, but if you want one level 1 from this line, make it Hunter. So that is about it, guys, and this is IXRolledIX, signing off.